Okay, so before I start the video, I just wanted to say a huge thank you and a huge shout out to RhyQuinn, at RhyQuinn on Twitter, RhyQuinn on YouTube. Pete, he's a great guy. He did some commissions for me. He did a thumbnail for this video and the team logo that we're using in the league. So, yeah, I just had to say a huge thank you to him because he's a great guy. If you need anything like commission work done, I'd greatly recommend him. And yeah, on to the video. Hello and welcome, yes. Welcome to my draft analysis for Litwick Town's team in Evelyn's meme league I joined a draft-based Pokemon league because I've always wanted to, and Evelyn was out on Twitter, like, asking for applications, so I thought, you know, why not? You know, I've always wanted to do this, so signed up, got Litwick Town, and the draft started. We kind of did a staggered draft, so we just chose when we could. And yeah, so first pick, I went with Latias because I wanted to get establish some cores quickly. I wanted to establish a Fairy Dragon Steel core quite quickly because it's proven, it's good, and I wanted to pick a dragon that I'm familiar with. Now, I mean, there's a lot of good dragons. I mean, Latias isn't always the first pick. It's expensive in the format, but for me, it was my first pick because I love Latias. I love using it. I nicknamed it Layla because Layla's a nice name that I always liked. It's pretty simple, that one. Latias is a good mon. I mean, it's versatile. It has tons of different offensive moves. You got like Thunderbolt, Ice Beams, Dracos, Grass type coverage. Showdown is lagging like a bitch. It's good defensively. I mean, you got Calm Mind options. Great special defense, 130. It's fast. It's pretty fast. 110 is a good place to start for a team. And defog options are good too, because obviously you need hazard removal in this kind of format. And yeah, I'm looking forward to using Latias because it's got a lot of options. I also made it a Z move user. It can use offensive Z moves, so if I need the extra punch to grab a KO 1 week, then I've always got the option to. Next up, went with Sylveon. I wanted to, like I said, further on the Fairy Dragon Steel core. Sylveon, good mon. I mean, Clefable was open round 2 as it came around to me because I was pick 11, so that was 13 picks in. But I'm not too familiar with Clefable. I always look at its base stats and think, meh. I mean, it's a good mon. I know it's a good mon. I respect it. It's good. Unaware, Calm Mind. You know, Fairy and Fire is all you really need. But Sylveon is one I'm much more familiar with. Sylveon is the mon I've loved using since it came out. I don't know why this one has Cute Charm. I wanted to just type them in. I named it Cosmos because it's kind of the core of my team, and the Cosmos is the universe as a whole. Plus, it just sounds nice, and also the wish passing is like wishing upon a star. It's kind of a stretch, but I like the way it sounds, so I went with it. Obviously, it's bulky. You got heal bell options for the team. You can wish pass to the team, which is good because you can't always roost on things with Sizzle or things like that. So you got to pass into those. You got set up with Calm Mind, and yeah, just the Fairy typing is a great typing to have on a team. Next up, Mega Sizzle. It came around to me. I was initially planning on drafting normal Sizzle. Both were open when it came around to me. But I was like, you know what? We're not getting a Mega on my draft. At least I did have Mega Houndoom down, but I didn't get it in the end. So I just went with Mega Sizzle, because I like Mega Sizzle. I've used it pretty well, pretty much. It's good mon, great stats. It's bulky. It's got setup with Swords Dance. I think it's agility. And yeah, I mean, it's a good mon. It's also a second defogger, which does mean that Latias is more free to maybe run like a Scarf set or a Calm Mind setup set, or like double screens with Light Clay or something like that. You got Swords Dance, which is always good with Bullet Punch, because priority is really useful in this kind of league because you got to outspeed stuff. You really got to do, especially with my highest speed right now is 110. And not to mention, it also rounds out my my Fairy Dragon Steel core, being a Steel type. And yeah, I mean, these three mons have pretty good synergy between them. Like, the fighting types, you got switch-ins, you got Fire that Sizzle's weak to, and Layla just switches straight in. It's no problem. Ice that the dragon is weak to, you go straight into your Steel type. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So the wheel came around to me again. Round 4 came around, and this is not really a mon that you rush to pick up. I got Rotom Heat, Netsurai, because Netsu is like a Japanese translation of heat, and Dry is like the Japanese translation of thunder, as in like Raijin the Thunder God. So Netsurai just came about. Rotom Heat, anyway, I went with Rotom Heat because I like Rotom Heat. I use it a lot, and it fills a couple of roles on this team. It begins like a Fire Water Grass core, which is cool. It's electric type, and it's pretty fast, so it can, you know, do Volt Switch now and again for momentum. And it's kind of bulky. You got Will-O-Wisp options and Pain Split and subs and disables and all sorts of good stuff, really. I'm looking forward to using it because it can do a lot of different things, despite having a kind of limited move pool. But, you know, it can do a lot of things, and it's pretty good, so, yeah. It also fills in a good speed tier at 86, between 75 and 110 right now. Next up, quite a few picks went down between here. There was a couple of things I wanted, and a couple of things went... I was looking at certain things, but I decided my team as a whole, like, Sizzle hits hard, and Latias is, like, kind of hits hard, like 110 special attack is pretty good, but I didn't have a super punchy hitter, so I just picked up Terrakion because it was open, and I wanted a fighting type. Now, Terrakion is a mon I like using. I used it a lot. It's a good mon. I don't know what has 8 E's in attack. I'll get rid of that now. Okay. It's just good. Like, it's got Swords Dance. It's got setup options. It's really powerful offensively. Its 108 speed is nice. Outspeed's like base 100s and mons around there, which is good. And it's got like, it doesn't have super good coverage, but like fighting, rock, ground, and like poison / steel is really all it needs to hit everything, at least like neutrally. And it just wall breaks, really. It just kills things, and I'm looking forward to using it. It's also got rocks, which is nice because you can it frees up my next pick from using rocks each week, because it could run like an offensive sash set with rocks, or yeah, stuff like that. So that's Bruce the Terrakion. Bruce is just like it's kind of like a generic male name that's really masculine and sounds offensive. I know that's bad because you shouldn't associate things, but yeah, it's also nice because it's kind of like a shortened version of Brute Force. Bruce. It's kind of 2 parts. It's really silly, but I liked it, so I went with it. Next pick, we're around to the wheel. I picked up Swampert. Swampert's cool. I like Swampert. I think it's really cheap. It's only like 7 million. And it's a good mod. It's got great stats. It's got Scold, electric immunity, which is very important in the format because Volt Switch is quite prominent, and so are electric types. It is 4 times weak to grass, but you got Rindo berries. Plus, I have great ways of dealing with grass types, work through Rotom Heat, Sizzle, and Latias right now. So I felt it fit my team pretty well. It rounds everything out. It's got rocks, which means it can run a defensive set with rocks. It's got Scold. Scold is great. You can burn things 100% of the time, 30% of the time. It's fat, of course, and you can roar, and it's the water type, importantly, of the Fire, Water, Grass core that I was aiming for. So that's the first 6 picks. These 6 ones, I'm happy I got them all. This is where the draft starts to turn a bit on its head, because what I was looking at started going, and I was initially looking for some more speed, and a grass type. I was looking at Sarina, because Spin is good, and it's a grass type, and it's fat, and it's got really high attack, and I've never used it before, so I wanted to use it. But no, it went, and so did my other option I was trying to look at was Noivern. So instead, I was like, okay, fingers crossed, let's try and get Silvally, and I thought Silvally would get taken from me, but it didn't. So round 7, I picked up Silvally. I call it Cyberus because it's kind of like a Cerberus with 1 head, and then it's also like mechanized, so it's a Cyberus. I just, you know, it's here or there. Silvally's good. It's really diverse in the format because it can be any type you want it to be, any week. So you could run like a fairy or a steel or anything. It's oh, I forgot to say, Terrakion is an offensive Z mover user, so it can use Z close combat and Z Stone Edge and just kill things. But yeah, Silvally is it's great. It's got Ice Beam and Thunderbolt, which is great. It's got Passing Shot, which you can use with the Z move to fully heal whoever switches in, which is great. It's got a huge move pool, just looking at all these things it gets. Like, it's got Setup, it's got Toxic, it's got U-Turn for Momentum, it's got Roar. It's got so many options, and there's like loads of different Z moves you can use with it. So I'm excited to make this my Super Z move user, which you can use every type of Z move. And yeah, Silvally is good. It also rounds out my speed tiers quite well, because we had quite a big gap between 86 and 110, so 95 is a bit of a middle ground, a bit of a bridge, which, yeah, it's just good, because rounding out your speed tiers is important in the format. So yeah, I'm excited to use Silvally, because I like using it, it's fun, it's also pretty bulky. Yeah. Next up, I noticed my team was a bit slow. The fastest thing I had, 110. I kind of went in Noivern, that went the round before. Kind of was looking at Weavile, that went already. And kind of was looking at Sneasel, but it's only 115 and I could wait till the next round. So I left Sneasel till the next round, and I went with Sceptile. Sceptile is a mon I like. It's versatile offensively, it's got good like stats, and it's got a huge move pool of all these great options. Look at all these different types of these moves, it's amazing. And it's the grass part of my Fire Water Grass core, which is now complete, should I mention. But the most important reason I picked it above any other grass type I was looking at, Shiftru was another one I looked at, is 120 base speed is great, because you need speed sometimes, and 110 as your fastest mon is not really ideal in the format, because things like 130, like a Jolteon for example, they only have to run so much speed, and then they can just put all these EVs in bulk, and you've got a problem, because your draft is too slow. But Sceptile rounded out my speed, and I like that. It's also diverse, and yeah, I'm excited to use it, because it can do a lot of things, including Sword Stance setup. Agility is there as well, potentially, if they're running like a really fast mon. And yeah, that was fun. I called it Takeiko because it's a Japanese girl name that stands for bamboo and other such things of strength in plant life. And also, it kind of rhymes with gecko, and that's obviously what Sceptile's based off, so I went with that. Next up, I wanted Sneasel, but it went, and I knew it was going to go. I could see it going, because I could see the draft it fit into, and it just went. Which was a shame, because I really wanted a Dark type that could just knock things off. And there was a lot of Dark types gone. Drapion got sniped from me one pick right before this round. And Skuntank can't knock things off, and it's alright as a Dark type. I don't really like it, though. I didn't want the third Defogger at least yet. So I picked up Liepard. Liepard is a one I've always wanted to use in the format, because it's so tricksy. Like, it has such a good move pool of tricksy moves. It's got, and most importantly, it's got priority through Prankster, which makes it really useful, because you can just, like, they say they have like a threat, like a Weavile, you can just like Prankster Thunder Wave. That thing's neutered, at least unless they have like a Heal Bell. And yeah, that's pretty good. Liepard also has decent offense potential. It's got knockoff. It's got like nasty plot if you want to go on the special side. Okay, like okay move pool. It's got, you know, it's got Fairy and Dark is a good combo together, and that's cool. So yeah, it's also pretty fast. Like 106 speed is nice because it squeezes in between 95 and 108 for my speed tiers, which is good. But yeah, the wheel came round. I was really running out of money now. I had 3 mil left, and I was looking at like options around 3 mil. There wasn't a lot I could see that I really wanted, so I went with Frillish. Now Frillish was 2 mil. It's an interesting pick to say the least. It's weak to knockoff, like really, because it wants to run Eviolite. But it's really bulky, okay? It's especially bulky. These hits just bounce off it, and importantly, it's a ghost type, which means it is immune to rapid spin, which is kind of useful in the format, because people might have like sticky web and want to spin hazards. You can just block it and defog them yourself. So yeah, it gets Scold, which means it's like good against most things, because Scold is a pretty good move, as I'm sure you already know. And yeah, it's a water type that's not ruined by HP Grass, because a lot of things that Swampert wants to like tank as a water type, like say for example, I don't know, like a Magmortar or something, it could run like it switches into like an Overheat for example, and then it just gets destroyed by an HP Grass, whereas Frillish is not 4 times weak to any types. So it opens up more options as a bulky water for my team, which is why I picked it up. So yeah, I'm excited to use it, like I am for most of these monsters, I'm sure you've realised by now. Yeah, so last pick in the draft, I had 1 mil left. I went with the goddamn threat. The goddamn threat of the damn... I'm surprised the thing is 1 mil, honestly. This thing is great. I love this thing. I use it in like NUP all the time. In previous gens, at least. Staravia is really bulky with Intimidate and Eviolite, because 50 defense sounds bad, but you throw an Intimidate, you throw an Eviolite, and the hits just bounce off it, right? So I was looking at some calcs for this thing, and you can pretty easily EV it to be 3-hit KO'd by Megalopony High Jump Kick, and Oko back with the Brave Bird. Yeah, let that sink in. This thing is awesome. I really am excited to use it. It's got great options. It's a 3rd defogger for my team, which is really useful because, you know, like Latias and Mega Scizor, they can do a lot of things. They don't want to be locked down doing defog every week, so having this thing on the back lines, potentially threatening out fighting types and being a good physical wall with its roost, being able to recover, also providing momentum with U-turn. This thing is, yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm excited to use it. It's cool. And also it's got Reckless as a second ability, so you could run like a Reckless Brave Bird and just, honestly, just delete things. And it's also got some special tricks up its sleeve, like Final Gambit and the like, so I'm excited to use it in that way. It could be pretty good. And finally, of course, as is useful, or, well, imperative for this league, we have our meme pick, the final pick. And I went with Clang. It's not the memeiest of pigs. I mean, the mon itself is pretty meme. It's literally, the name is just onomatopoeia for what sound it would make. It's really boring. But, yeah, it's really bulky. Like, it's 60, 95, 85 plus Eviolite. It is so bulky. It's really, it's weak to knockoff, yeah, but still, it's so fat, like, and like, the fact it's so fat, but also has like good offenses of 80, 70, and can also run shift gear, which is a really good move, +2 speed, +1 attack. It can put on the threat, honestly, it's a cool mon. And yeah, I mean, like, the move pool's kinda shallow, like, it's only got like electric, steel, and like normal. But at the same time, it hits enough with what it has to be useful enough. And I feel it could be a good mon for the team. So I went for it. It's also a second steel type, which resists like rock, because rock kind of hurt my team a little bit. And having that there is always good because lots of rock moves are physical. This thing's really physically bulky. And yeah, I'm excited to use it. Like, yeah, it gets hit by Earthquake from the rock types, but Earthquake won't do much at all. I can imagine it'll be like a 3-hit KO. Maybe a 4 if it's a weaker Earthquake. So yeah, I'm excited to use Clang. Clang's cool. And that's the whole draft, frankly. We've got these 12 mons. I like them. I think we can do good things with these guys. So yeah. Thank you for watching. First week should be battles in the 1st to 2nd week of May. It'll be uploaded somewhere in the 2nd/3rd week of May. So, you know, keep watching this space because, yeah, good things will come for us, hopefully. I wish. I mean, it's the first time with the draft format, so we'll see what happens, yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.